Horse Tales is proudly brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. South Carolina, a true leader in the equine industry.
Folks, we got a great show lined up for you today. All dressed out in our Civil War garb, very authentic, from the tack right on down to these high-dollar boots, folks. Done a little homework, got a little good things, folks. One thing we're going to highlight today is the importance of horses in the Civil War. And folks, we're going to really get into that later.
That's right, David. We're here at Broxton Bridge Plantation in Colleton County. We're going to be fighting with Hampton's Legion. It's a Civil War reenactment. The actual date of today is February 1st, 1865, and we're going to be bringing you more history lessons in this episode.
Boots, saddles, and sabers, and we're going to give them heck, boys and girls.
Stay tuned for more Horse Tales.
Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Kingstree Auction Company, selling land and farm equipment. Call Alton Brown today at 843-382-2121. By Equestrian Images, making memories together. By Yogi Bear Fried Chicken in Hartsville, South Carolina, still the best fried chicken in the PD area. By the South Carolina Department of Agriculture, a leader in the equine industry. And by Marsh Tackies Outdoors. Visit them online for more information on South Carolina's horse, the Marsh Tackies. Folks, the PD Cowboy arrives for the brand, and my brand is Carolina Fresh Foods. We have a new product out on the range, so ride on into your local Piggly Wiggly or other fine retailer and ask for Carolina Fresh Premium Leg Quarter. And folks, if they don't have one in the corral, tell them to get cracking and call the old PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers. Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. We are Freshalicious.
2014 is the year of the horse. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture is working to promote your horses and your business. We are working to open new areas for trail use and to let the public know how important horses are. South Carolina has world-class horses and horse people. From race horses to show horses, we have the best. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture, letting people know how important horses are.
The South Carolina Horsemen's Council is the voice of the Palmetto State's equine industry. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council primary purpose is to provide information to the general public, the media and government agencies about issues and activities that impact the South Carolina equine community. If you are a horse owner in the state of South Carolina, you need to be a member of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council so we can have a voice about equine issues in our state. For more information, go to schorsecouncil.org.
When you hear the name Earnhardt, you might not immediately think of farming. But my family's been at it for years, just like Nationwide Agribusiness. In fact, they're the #1 farm insurer in the nation. And with their On Your Side Farm Review, you get a personalized policy for your farm with the coverage you need at the right price for you. My family's trusted Nationwide for more than 30 years. To find out why, call your Nationwide Agribusiness agent today.
Revolver, a replica of one, just as deadly as it was back then. This Colt is a cap and ball revolver, which means we have to take powder and place powder in each individual cylinder. You see, this takes a little while. We put powder in each cylinder. Well, we don't use lead these days. We use a little thing called cream of wheat or either some Cocoa Puffs as round balls instead of lead. There's cream of wheat or breakfast cereal in this cylinder, and we load our ammunition here, being a little bit of breakfast for some of our Yankee counterparts out there on that field that we're going to go engage. Now, if this was back 150 years ago, they would be cramming lead balls into this pistol instead of this cream of wheat. There again, these replicas are just as good a weapon as it was back then. They are a weapon. Next stage in this is capping it, because I said a cap and ball revolver. Just like a cap pistol you used to use when we were kids, you got to have something to start the fire. And it's a cap. And this is a teardrop capper that holds numerous caps in it, so we have to put a cap on each and every cylinder. Now we have a fully loaded cap revolver here, a 1860 Colt reproduction pistol. That's what we'll be doing today as far as our pistols. We'll be loading in the saddle. You all that have not got a hang of this yet, so I'll help you all out with loading. And at times and lulls in the battle, just as they did, we'll be seeking cover, hiding, more or less, to load our pistols and get ready for another onslaught of feeding some Yankees some breakfast. We all for that? Okay.
Folks, join now is Frank Slimmer, a newfound horse friend. Folks, I tell you, like I say a lot of time, my life has changed, of course, because of the horse. Met Frank through Facebook about the horses, and lo and behold, he come down to my business the other day. We got to talking, and here we are. In Broxton Bridge with a Civil War reenactment. Frank, got so many questions, but first thing, what got you started in reenactment?
Well, I would say the 4-H's. Now, the 4-H Horse Club, 4-H with kids. But to me, that's history, heritage, horses, and having fun. That's my 4-H's.
Wow. Well, how long have you been doing this, Frank?
Well, the family's been in it probably ever since my youngest son. He's 19 now, so about 19 years.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And how many do you do a year, usually?
We could stay busy every single year. We try to catch all the big ones, but Broxton's Bridge right here and the Columns is closest to our PD area, and that's the ones beside the Battle of Charleston, the Battle of Pocatello. You just have to check the schedule. You can't make them all, but you just do all that you can. You know, we try to make every one.
Well, I've seen a lot of different type horses here today, a lot of gaited horses. What type horses do you ride in a reenactment?
Well, we've got the Tennessee Walkers.
Okay.
We've got a couple of quarter horses, but personally I prefer the gaited horses. To me, they have a lot more endurance. Being out on the field, the gaited horse just really looks majestic to me. And I know it may not be quite what they had back then, but I'm not the horse historian, which I think you're better adept at answering that.
Right. Now, it's a family affair for you, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The kids do it, and it's not just limited on the cavalry end to just the males.
Right.
The men. The women actually portray, they tuck their hair under their hat and get out there and mix it up with the best of them.
Right. Well, what can we expect a little bit here today? Because hey, we're excited, and y'all, man, you're responsible for getting me all garbed up, so we're pumped. So what can we expect out of today?
Well, Broxton Bridge is hallowed ground, and I'm sure that the historians, be able to tell us a little bit more about that. This is the second time that I've been here, and I'll tell you, it's the premiere. Lots of gunpowder. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And if they haven't seen the little snippet videos, the little teasers that we've thrown out, they can go on your site, I believe, and take a look at that. But it's nothing like being here in person, smelling the gunpowder, and actually being as close as you can be without being actually in the battle.
Awesome. Well, I'm just like I say, once again, thanks for having us down, and we're going to be riding our Marsh Tackies, which are used to a lot of different things, but we've already heard some cannons roar and all that, and they've done fairly good, so we're pumped and excited, and thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for
And I'll see you on the battlefield.
We'll see you there, boots, saddles, and sabers.
Let's give them a heck, boys.
Yeehaw.
Hi, my name is Frankie Slimmer from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm on Duke, the war horse, here at Broxton's Bridge, the Civil War reenactment. Stay tuned for more horse tales.
Horse Tales is being brought to you by Perfect Partners Equine, a unique team approach to horse training. By Soul Shine Horseware, for the most colorful and homemade saddles, saddle pads, blankets, and purses. Brought to you by Booty Brothers Western Store in Florence, South Carolina, and Lumberton, North Carolina, carrying the largest inventory of cowboy and work boots. Right on into Booty Brothers and mention Horse Tales, and then with a $50 order, you'll get a koozie. And a $100 order gets you a Marsh Tacky hat. And folks, supplies are limited. By Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. Ask your local grocer to carry Carolina Fresh. We are Freshalicious. Folks, the PD Cowboy arrives for the brand, and my brand is Carolina Fresh Foods. We have a new product out on the range, so ride on into your local Piggly Wiggly or other fine retailer and ask for Carolina Fresh Premium Leg Quarter. And folks, if they don't have one in the corral, tell them to get cracking and call the old PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers. Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. We are Fresh-alicious.
2014 is the year of the horse. South Carolina's horse industry is one of the best kept secrets in the state, with a huge economic impact. The thoroughbred racing industry alone is worth about $200 million in our state. We have dozens of training tracks in rural areas, in addition to the ones in Aiken and Camden. Horses provide jobs all over South Carolina. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture is working to promote your horses and your business.
The South Carolina Horsemen's Council is the voice of the Palmetto Estates equine industry. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council primary purpose is to provide information to the general public, the media and government agency about issues and activities that impact the South Carolina equine community. If you are a horse owner in the state of South Carolina, you need to be a member of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council so we can have a voice about equine issues in our state. For more information, go to schorseCouncil.org.
When you hear the name Earnhardt, you might not immediately think of farming. But my family's been at it for years, just like Nationwide Agribusiness. In fact, they're the #1 farm insurer in the nation. And with their On Your Side Farm Review, you get a personalized policy for your farm with the coverage you need at the right price for you. My family's trusted Nationwide for more than 30 years. To find out why, call your Nationwide Agribusiness agent today.
All right, folks, we're getting ready.
Yes, sir!
Let's get them, boys! Woo! Woo! I'm going to tell the general we are. Woo! Folks, we're getting ready to make another charge. The Major, you got us all pumped up, folks. The rebel yell, I know where it comes from. What do you think, Wiley? Woo! Let's get it, boys! Woo! Let's go! Folks, this is awesome. I believe I'm going to give up hog hunting, folks. Put a gun in the hand! Woo! Let's get them, boys! Let's get them! Woo! Woo! Let's get them! Look to your right. And left. Give me a line. Give me a line. Folks, in this scene, Major Dan Gregory had me and Wiley staying back with him. We're getting ready to do a charge, and we were trying to make sure that DP, which Wiley was riding, and Simpson I was riding, was going to take the gunfire and all that, making sure we didn't get there and really mess up. We knew that we could handle the horses if they kicked back. So you see in this scene, Major Gregory's got us on a kind of a reconnaissance. We're going to run up there to the guns going off. So we run up there. We had some good actions. The cannons were going off, and you can see us easing up through here, getting our guns ready. We were loaded, folks. We had caps in there and what they call a live round. So we were kind of nervous because I knew DP had it on, but I didn't know exactly what Simpson would do. So he was taking us right up to the front line, and now I'd already popped off some caps. We were running back, and folks, by then, I'm an adrenaline junkie anyway. I was getting turned on, and I was about ready to just tell everybody I'm going to give up hog hunting. But look at Wiley. She just got out in front of me. She was pumped up about it too, but this was real. I kind of was expecting just simulation, but I tell you, went right into the front lines, and several times those cannons went off. I'm talking 40, 50 yards from us, and y'all know that we hunt off these horses, and with my horse, especially Simpson, when the dogs start baying, he knows what's going on. Folks, it didn't take but a couple of runs up to that front line. I could sense that Simpson was taking me right into the battle, right into the action. And I can imagine back in the Civil War, in a cavalry charge, the same thing. Folks, just to believe that we were putting this on and just for entertainment and fun, that this actually happened. You have people riding up to the front line, I mean, getting shot at, and the horses, like I say, over 1.2 million horses and mules perished in this war. So it just, I really, folks, I tell you, I've got goosebumps talking to you about it. I was really into it. This was absolutely awesome.
Folks could imagine what it was really like back in 1865, the live rounds and stuff, and these guys, the bravery, I mean, folks, this is unreal. This is the adrenaline. I'm kind of lost for words, but I'm just so proud of how the horses done. Folks, the people out here reenacting, these guys love it. They got their heart and soul in it. I tell you, folks, this is a great way to spend Saturday afternoon on the horse, and we're gonna bring you some more action here. But I am very impressed with the way our horses did it, folks, and with how real it is out here. These cannon fire, it's just unreal. So folks, we're going to be getting after it.
Are y'all empty? No. Yeah. No, sir.
No, sir.
How about it, Wally? What do you think so far?
David, I'm just trying to cock this pistol and stay on the horse. It's a lot of shouting.
Folks, Leighton's got a big surprise waiting for him tonight. What do you think, honey?
Hey, I got my pistol.
Let's go!
Right, let's go!
Forward. Let's go! Let's give him a big boys! Get them, boys! Let's go! Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Nationwide Insurance. When the PD Cowboy rides, he rides with Nationwide on his side. By Southern Equine Services, located in Aiken, South Carolina. Dr. Jamie Carter and his staff offers Aiken and surrounding area with a full-service equine veterinarian practice, offering ambulatory and hospital services. Visit them online for all they offer to keep your horse healthy. By Locals Grill, serving Florence old-time goodness from burgers, dogs, and specialty sandwiches. And by Best Way Grocery, serving the Hemingway area with the best meats in the PD. Folks, the PD Cowboy rides for the brand, and my brand is Carolina Fresh Foods. We have a new product out on the range, so ride on into your local Piggly Wiggly or other fine retailer and ask for Carolina Fresh Premium Leg Quarter. And folks, if they don't have one in the corral, tell them to get cracking and call the old PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers. Carolina Fresh Foods, the name says it all. We are Freshalicious.
2014 is the year of the horse. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture is working to promote your horses and your business. We are working to open new areas for trail use and to let the public know how important horses are. South Carolina has world-class horses and horse people. From race horses to show horses, we have the best. The South Carolina Department of Agriculture, letting people know how important horses are.
The South Carolina Horsemen's Council is the voice of the Palmetto State's equine industry. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council primary purpose is to provide information to the general public, the media and government agencies about issues and activities that impact the South Carolina equine community. If you are a horse owner in the state of South Carolina, you need to be a member of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council so we can have a voice about equine issues in our state. For more information, go to schorsecouncil.org.
When you hear the name Earnhardt, you might not immediately think of farming. But my family's been at it for years, just like Nationwide Agribusiness. In fact, they're the #1 farm insurer in the nation. And with their On Your Side Farm Review, you get a personalized policy for your farm with the coverage you need at the right price for you. My family's trusted Nationwide for more than 30 years. To find out why, call your Nationwide Agribusiness agent today.
Folks, joining now is Jerry Chester from down here in Hampton. Folks, I'm out of breath. It was exciting. You just heard the cannon in the background. They just kind of take me in like a Confederate brother. But Jerry, enough about that. You're considered the Josie Wheels of the Confederacy, right?
That's what they say.
Folks, he's the real deal. But Jerry, got so much to ask you in a short period of time. How long have you been doing reenactment?
Over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And you did your first one here, or you?
No, no. It was actually at Rivers Bridge State Park many years ago, and you know, this battlefield wasn't even developed at that time. It was all the way back in a field, way back up in the woods there, and we just kind of got together, and all of us moved down here a little at a time, worked real hard to get it together, and you see it's looking good. You're one of the most authentic looking reenactors I've seen with the hair, and so you really get into it. Like I say, why do you do it, Jerry? Why do you do it? Well, for the respect of my ancestors, for one, and for the love of the hobby, and for the people, of course, who pay to come in here and watch this. But I was watching you ride your horse, and matter of fact, what's your horse's name? Name's Walker. Walker? He's a good old boy. And a walking horse, I imagine? Yes, he is. He is. Well, Jerry, like I say, I just appreciate y'all taking me in and stuff, and you've been in a lot of movies. How many? Getting, I think, close 28 or 29 now. Really? Yeah. Really? And you travel up and down the East Coast with the reenactments? Well, we go out. I've been as far as California. Oh, really? Yes, sir. And Louisiana, a lot in Louisiana, Florida. I think I've only made one in Texas, but I don't know much about Texas down there, so I was invited, and we packed up, we went and had a great time. And we do the Virginia, North Carolina, Gettysburg, of course, in Pennsylvania. I mean, I think I've only missed one of those since I've started, and I truly love it. Now, you were kind of saying you're considered a pistolero. I mean, you don't have a carbine or anything. What made you kind of decide to go in with the short firearms? Well, I saw a picture one time, and I thought it was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen, with an actual picture of a soldier with a cavalry from Hampton Legion Buford Brigade, and he had pistols hanging around his neck, hanging out the saddlebag, horn the horse, and I just thought that was cool. And so I was lucky enough to have enough money to well, some of this stuff I made myself many years ago, and I just love it. Well, you said you've been doing it a long time, but really what got you involved? Was it a father, a friend, or just what drew you to it? Actually, Ryan Still, the white-headed gentleman over there, he's been in it forever, and he I don't know, I just saw him and how he acted on his horse, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and then I started talking with him about it, and doggone if I didn't join up, and here I am. Well, you are kind of the real deal, because I pulled up, did my homework a little bit, pulled some things on Facebook and stuff, and there you were. I said, and then when I pulled up, I recognized you right out. But I told you earlier, you probably wouldn't have lived long, because they would have picked you out pretty quick. Yeah, that's what they tell me. But Jerry, you taught me a lot, and thank you for having me today. You're quite welcome, and you come back anytime, anytime. And anyone else that wants to join can come on down. Well, we appreciate it. Yes, sir. Folks, an awesome day today. I'm tired, but it was just awesome is the word I'm going to use. Being a privilege to come down here and be part of this Civil War reenactment, the cannons going off, the musket fire, and able to come down and be part of it. I'm just about speechless, and I'm tired, so hang in here with me, folks. But our horses did great today, and you saw the cavalry charge. Folks, back in 1864, 1865, the horses had it tough, Wiley. They really did. I was doing a little research. 1.5 million horses and mules was lost in the Civil War. Folks, Horsetails is here because of the horse. And I was just reminiscing. You know, the Spaniards come here, Wiley, explored this country on the back of the horse, and the hardships the horses went under. Our Revolutionary War was fought, and what the horse did. Now the Civil War. It just makes me really appreciate what I love and why we hear of the horse anymore. Like I said it before, because of the horse, my life has stayed on course. And this great country too, folks. I mean, really, horses are now a recreational, a luxury. But today just really made me realize riding my horse in the battle, and I really kind of got into it. Do you see that?
Yes, I did. I heard you. Rebel yelling on.
Rebel yelling, and Major Dan had to kind of hold me back a little bit. I said, I want to charge. He was, son, you would have been dead. Yeah, I would have. I wouldn't have lasted long in this war, just like some of these horses. But folks, I encourage you to Google, and the old cowboy can Google, anybody can Google, to really research some of this. I pulled up Wiley, some of the famous horses in the war. Just intriguing. So what really intrigues me, when the Spaniards brought the horses over, little Spanish type horses, and then by the time the Revolutionary War got here, you know, we were importing horses, France and Arabians and thoroughbreds, and then by the time the Civil War got here, there was a lot of Morgans, a lot of saddlebreds, a lot of walking horses, just intriguing. And Wiley, like I say, I'm just going to sum it up. I've had a lot of good rides in my life. Folks, this is one of the best rides I ever had. I mean, just like I say, I know you saw me hollering and screaming, and I was. So, Wally?
Well, I enjoyed be able to play and be allowed to join into this battle, pretend to be a boy for the day, put my hair up in a cap. I'm sure there were women that did actually fight in the Civil War that dressed like boys and wanted to join in and defend their homeland. But it was a really unique experience being able to fight out there with some really, really tough guys, you being one of them.
Well, thank you.
But David, we need to let folks at home know that the adventure doesn't have to stop here. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you want to promote your business through Horsetails, you can go to our website, horsetailstv.com, and find information about becoming a sponsor of the show.
And folks, like I say, it's just a great time. We live in a great country. Wiley, unfortunately there's war's necessary. And folks, we're out here having fun, but I would just like to say thank you for our men and women in the armed forces. Because of them, we do have freedom. And coming out here today just made me really realize that. I mean, it really did. It's just a privilege. And folks, until next week, keep your reins low and your hands quiet. And God has blessed this great country of ours.
See ya.